Hi everyone, this is Kedra with NyxMoonOracle, and today I am bringing you How Are They Really Feeling About You reading. We're going to tap into your person's energy, situation, their headspace and heart space, and get some messages as well, and at the very end, advice from Spirit. So, if this reading doesn't resonate with you, please don't take it. Try me back another time. I do different readings every week. Maybe I'll be able to tap into your energy. It will also help if you comment and like. That way we have an energy exchange. And if you feel like subscribing to my channel, I would really love that. It helps my channel grow and be able to bring you better content, better equipment, and more decks. So let's get this started and find out how are they really feeling about you. First, we're going to go into what's going on in the person you're watching for's life, their headspace. What are they thinking about? What's going on in their life, Spirit? Passionate thirst. Ooh, that's a good sign. Cosmic dance. And one more. Touch the sacred. Thank you, Spirit. Now I'm going to get some clarifiers. Tell me about this passionate thirst, Spirit. Tell me about this passionate thirst. I feel that this person definitely has passion for you, but right now it's on pause for some reason. This may be a twin flame because of all the fire, but that's also lusty stuff. But for some reason, this is on pause. This could be either a separation or they're just holding their feelings back. And let me get some messages. Let's find out what's going on. How are they feeling about this passionate thirst? How are they feeling about passionate thirst, Spirit? Let's get some messages. Why is this on pause? They're not financially stable. They have to hold back because they don't feel they're financially stable right now. How does this affect the connection, Spirit? How does this affect the connection? This is the reason why it's on pause. How does this make the masculine feel? How does this affect the connection? Yeah, they see it as 4 cups. They see it as they missed out on something. I feel like they put it on pause. They turn their back. Some of you, they may have ghosted. You may not even have a clue why this person just walked away, ghosted. Everything that was hot and fiery seemed to go stale and cold, and you were kind of confused. But I feel like this person didn't want to admit this is the reason they paused. They didn't feel like they could provide for you. And I feel like they turned their back on this relationship because of this, I'm not financially stable. And now they really regret it. They see it as a missed opportunity. Tell me, Spirit, about this cosmic dance. For me, before I even pull a card, I feel like they're just kind of going with the flow. They're letting divine timing play out. If you're meant to, it's like that. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If we're meant to come back into contact, or this is meant to get started again, it'll be, I'm just going to go with the flow and whatever God, divine timing, whatever is in store, whatever will be, will be. Tell me about this, Spirit. Commitment. I need one more. Tell me about this commitment, Spirit. Yeah, I feel like they're just going with the flow. If it's meant to be, commitment, it's meant to be. And if it's not, it's not. It's just that missed opportunity again. That 4 of Cups. And it's not very blasé or nonchalant. It is, they feel like they abandoned this connection that could have been something. But they know what they did. They missed out on an opportunity because they weren't financially stable. But they are going with the flow. They're letting it happen. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. What are some words with this, Spirit, from this person in regards to this situation? What are some words? They admire you. Wow. And you inspire me. You may have your shit together. Look, oh my goodness. I was just about to say this, and this was on the bottom of the deck. I feel like you have your shit together, or during this pause, you got your shit together. And they really admire it. They admire that you walked away from them, or that you handled the breakup or timeout really well. That you just moved on. You didn't fall apart. You didn't, rip them to shreds. You didn't cuss at them. You didn't. It's like you just were like, okay. It was like you were also going with the cosmic dance. If this is meant to be, it's meant to be, and what's meant for me won't miss me. I feel like some of you were actually saying that mantra to yourself to get through this breakup. I feel like, yes, it hurt you, but you didn't show that to this person. Not fully. Like you contained your reactions. And during this pause, they've seen you. They admire how you handled this breakup. They admire how you've moved forward, and you inspire them to do the same. And they may have put on this facade, and this is why they walked away. My life is not as together as it seems. I'm not handling this very well. I know this is a missed opportunity. I know I walked away from something great. I know I walked away from something great. And I know it was my pride and ego, because I just don't have my shit together. I'm not financially stable for you. I cannot provide for you the way you need to be, or the way I feel you need to be. I feel this is on this person. They feel like they don't have enough for this relationship. My life is not as together as it seems. They really feel like they do not have it together. But you inspire them. You keep them going. It's like you're in the back of their mind to work harder. How does this affect the connection, Spirit? How does this affect this connection? What are the feelings involved here? How do they inspire? Yeah, see that Knight of Pentacles. It goes back to that, I'm not financially stable. They do want to move forward, but they just don't have that money situation. I feel like this is saying you have inspired them to really get their shit together, because no matter what they're projecting, it's not what it seems. And they are, moving forward. Slowly but surely, they're getting their shit together. And I feel you're a motivating factor. You're always in the back of their mind, that they're trying to set their life up and get it together so they can reach out to you. I'm going to take a drink really quick. My voice is dry. Okay. What else, Spirit? Tell me more. Tell me about this Knight of Pentacles. They know, this Ace of Swords, they know. I feel like they're really working hard using, that. Sometimes the King of Swords is, I can see why they walked away for not being financially stable. And because the King of Swords will do that. They'll walk away. They'll reason everything out. What's best for them, what's best for the situation, according to their perception. They really weigh the pros and cons. And I feel like they also take this energy to move forward. And because of you inspiring them, it really shows them who you are. The way you handled this breakup, the way you're handling, the separation, the pause. They really see that they are getting their shit together, and they're doing it intelligently. They are doing it. I feel like they go from a knight to this King of Swords. The more they work at it, the more they're like, they just see through the bullshit, and they really want a new beginning on their new life, and they want it to be quick. They're learning a lot of hard truths. They are really cutting away unnecessary things, unnecessary thoughts, self-pity. I feel like they're really, I'm going to clarify. I feel like they are feeling like, okay, I was really quick with this to cut this off. I was in my head. I wasn't feeling good enough, but this person loved me. And they didn't put me through the ringer when they could have. And I really messed up. They're really starting to see that with this Ace of Swords. And it's happening fast. It's happening fast. They're working on themselves, and it's whoa. Too many, Spirit. Just one, please. Or two. That's good. Yeah, I knew it. That High Priestess. They know. And it's helping them have strength. They're like, damn, I messed up. I messed up. This person was so good. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And I feel like you know it. Like, even though they put up this front, you kind of knew deep down that this was the reason why. They didn't feel good enough. They didn't feel financially stable enough. They may have even hinted at that or said something like, I just don't have my shit together. But they are learning, and they're getting this intuition and these downloads that I messed up. This person loved me. I could have grown with this person. We could have done this. We could have done that. We could have had this commitment and built a life together, but instead, I walked away. I walked away, and I missed out, and now I'm having to hold back. I'm getting stronger, but I'm not ready yet to come forward. I feel like they are definitely, because of this Knight of Pentacles, they are making progress, though. They're really working on themselves. And I feel like it's not just the physical world they're working on. They're really working on their perceptions, their views, why they do the things that they do. They're really analyzing and going within of why. And it's actually helping them get stronger. And that's really beautiful. That is some really nice progress. I don't know about you, but I've broken up with somebody before, stepped away from a connection because of not feeling like I could be my all for that person. And it all stems from some kind of insecurity. And that's something that you have to look at. On my spiritual journey, I've evolved with that thinking. I don't think that way anymore. I know I'm deserving, and I know that when I'm with someone, I will build with that person. But I am definitely worthy, and I definitely have gifts to bring to the table. So this person's working on that viewpoint. Touch the sacred. I pretty much know. I'm feeling like they really want to reveal themselves. They're really getting in touch with who they are. And I feel like they are just energetically drawn to you, magnetized by you. They want to touch, they want to definitely reach out. I'm seeing from this. They want to revisit this situation. It's precious to them. It's very precious to them. It's in their heart and in their mind, and they want to protect it. But I'm also hearing they are really going within with that High Priestess, this touch the sacred. They're really learning who they are and why they do what they do and why they think the way they think. Let's see. Let me go into my oracle. Tell me about this touch the sacred, Spirit. Tell me more about this touch the seas. Yeah, mask. Yep, I knew it. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit's been really loud, and I'm clairaudient, so I hear things before the cards come out, but I always make sure this is just confirmation of what I was saying. They really want to get in touch with themselves because through this separation with you, they absolutely realize they have been putting up a front. They think certain things. See this mask? My life is not as together as it seems. You know, what they put out there to everybody is not how they're feeling. Is not how they're feeling at all. They're working on their inner knowing, why they do what they do, why they think the way they think. Why did they make this decision to walk away from you? They really are saying, this was just stupid. This was a missed opportunity. I missed out. I left, and I left quickly, and I cut this person away. I abandoned this person. I put this relationship on pause, but why? I was all about them. I could see a future with this person. Why was I so intimidated? Why do I walk away? I feel like this is just a pattern. I feel like when it gets really super real with somebody, or they are at a crossroads, this is on the bottom of the deck, signs. I feel like they were at a crossroads. Whenever they feel like they're at a crossroads, they take the easiest route, the one that they're more comfortable in, because it's familiar. I'm also seeing that they're seeing signs, hearing your name, they're seeing your name. They may have even seen you out. You may be coming up into their social feed. And I really feel like they want to just get in touch with themselves. They want to protect this relationship. They want to be authentic in this relationship. And they really want to ask you for forgiveness, but they are working on their strength. Slowly, but they are working on it. But they're restrained right now because they're getting some hard truths, some insight, some downloads, just really becoming aware that they've been wearing this false mask. They know, but the ego's so strong they become identified with the ego. But once the breakthroughs and the awareness come in, they really see that I have really been inauthentic. They're seeing the signs, and they do want forgiveness. Let's get some words with this. Thank you, Spirit. Let's get some words with this. Tell me about this, Spirit. Tell me about this. What are some words about this mask, about forgiveness, about touch the sacred? Wow. I left you before you could leave me. They just did not feel worthy enough. They thought, I said this before, you came closer to anyone, I miss seeing you. But I left you before you could leave me because I just didn't feel like I was worthy enough. Like, you would know that my life wasn't as together as it seemed. You would eventually see through this mask. And where is it at? You'd see that my life was not as together as I projected it to be because I am financially a mess. I'm not financially stable at all. And they were very scared of that. So they left you before you could leave them. I'm going to get one more. But I'm also hearing, because I lost myself for a little while, they were really attracted to you, and they were really just this passionate thirst all about you. They wanted it to be what they projected it to be. They were all about being in this relationship. They were all about you. It's almost like that whole, it's not you, it's me. This really was that. This is not an excuse. This is, I was projecting this mask, this life that's not as together as it seems. And because I just had this passionate thirst for you. I really enjoyed our time together. I really enjoyed you. But I knew once the mask started to come off and you started finding more things out about me, that I didn't have my shit together, I'm not financially stable, that you'd leave me, because I feel like they really projected confidence. They really projected financial stability. I feel like for some of them, they bought you things, they took you out a lot, and they left because they couldn't keep up anymore. They had this thirst for you. They really enjoyed you. They got lost in it, but it was breaking them, I'm hearing. It was breaking the bank. They couldn't keep up with that, and that's why they walked away. They didn't feel good enough, and so they left. They couldn't keep up with the facade. And because you didn't give them hell, and you were very gracious with your reactions, even just to them, you may have went home crying, screaming, writing their name in blood, all of that. You did not show this person this, which they admired, but it left them wondering how you felt. Like, for some of them, they feel like, well, did this person feel that much for me like I did them? I guess I was so easy to walk away. I don't know. I wonder how you feel. Thank you, Spirit. So now I'm going to go into some, it kind of already came out what the blockages were. But I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway, see if there's something Spirit wants to bring through. Tell me about these shadows and blockages, Spirit. Tell me more about this person's mask. Tell me more about the challenges in this situation. Robotic. Tell me about the situation, the challenges, about this person, the situation. These two wanted to come out. I was only going to take 3, but I feel like they're They go hand in hand. And on the bottom of the deck is unavailable. I'm going to take that as well. And dependent is under that. Definitely going hand in hand here. I feel like right now, I feel like towards the end of the relationship, you started noticing this person was a little more detached. They were robotic. They were just going through the motions because they were already setting up to walk away. I feel like this left you just like wondering what's going on, feeling empty, like I feel like they're pulling away from me. I don't know what to do. I feel like they took the power into their own hands after kind of, you know, the reason why they were acting robotic, I'm hearing, even though it made you feel empty, they felt like just they were not good enough, and they were pulling back. They had to take the power back into their hands because they felt it slipping away. They were spending too much money. The mask was slipping, and they just couldn't do it. They did not want to. It was like they stopped communication. The texts were becoming more infrequent. The calls, the dating, they were busy. You know, they were really sinking themselves into work. I actually saw that card in the messages flying around. It wanted to come out, but it did not come out. I thought it might be on the bottom, but I did see that they sunk themselves into work. But it was flopping around, but it actually didn't come out. But I really feel they did. I feel like they were telling you that they were working, and they used work as an excuse when they were actually really working hard and overtime and extra work because of the money that they were spending that they didn't have. So they took their power back. They were taking it back slowly. They knew they were overworking, and eventually they had to become unavailable. They did not want to be dependent on you. They didn't want the mask to fall off. They did not want you finding out that they didn't have their shit together. So eventually robotic and spotty behavior became just non-action, leaving you feeling empty. Like, what happened? What the hell happened? For some of you, you were ghosted. For some of you, they told you that they're not available anymore. Work's too much. They're too busy, you know, because they had to hang on to that power because they were losing it. They were losing the power of the mask, the persona they had put out. I feel like they were with you, but they were real with you, but not real with you. I'm hearing it was just the money. They acted like they had more money than they had. Yeah, that was a real sore spot for this person. They didn't want to be dependent on anybody. So they left you before you could leave them. Some of you were ghosted. Some of you, they just had this talk with you. And I really feel like you just kept it under control because you'd already felt and dealt with something's coming. You were already dealing with the blow. Tell me more about this, Spirit. Tell me more about this. One more, please. Okay, this is on the bottom of the deck. Okay, EMF detector, troll, scream, park, and Walking Dead. You felt this coming. You knew it. This person they had mood swings. They went from being all about you and this passionate thirst and this, you know, going out and texting every morning and this and that. The daily routine was dead. There was no more. And you felt it coming. It was just like the robotic thing, going through the motions, a daily routine. It stopped and you knew it. Something else was going on. And it was triggering for you. You may have said something to them like, what's going on? I feel this really was upsetting to you because you didn't see it coming. You were like, what the hell happened? What the hell happened? I feel for some of you, you may have blamed yourself. But I think some of you deep down knew this person wasn't as financially stable as they kind of portrayed. Please clarify this troublemaker, Spirit. This troll. Please clarify this card right here. Tell me more about that card, Spirit. Yeah, it goes to this dependent card. They were really triggered by you finding out. They didn't want to be dependent on you, enmeshed with you. They just did not want you to find out who they were. They did lose themselves with you for a little while. They did feel like they were enmeshed, like they got too deep. Why did they get too deep? When they knew that you couldn't depend on them, that you couldn't, they didn't want to be dependent on you either financially, and it triggered them. And they started acting like a troll. What else there? Woo, that flew across the room. I feel like during this period of time of separation, this person has been meditating. Maybe you have, and they knew that. I feel like they're meditating. Oh, yes. This goes back to the earlier cards. They're really meditating. And you may have been meditating and it inspired them. Remember the inspired card? Well, they are meditating. Really meditating. They're not just saying they're meditating. They're really meditating and going within. We saw that with that High Priestess and that Ace of Swords. They're really going within because they are examining their self-destructive, I'm sorry, can't even speak today, their self-destructive and toxic behaviors and their worthiness. This person does not feel worthy of you at all, and it's triggering to them. It's very triggering. I feel like this person has family issues with enmeshment fear, that they have seen relationships like this where one is not financially stable and the other is, and how that dynamic worked and it was toxic. And they don't want that. They're very triggered by it. They may have grown up with a parent or a step parent that made more money and it was kind of rubbed in their face and there were fights about it. I'm going to get some messages in regards to this situation, Spirit. Give me some messages from their person in regards to this enmeshment fear, this robotic walking away. Yeah, when they walked away, they said, I'm not coming back, because this person, this doesn't mean now. This is when they walked away. When they were acting robotic and pulling away, they were like, okay, I'm gonna start going through a daily routine. I'm gonna pull back, no passion anymore, because remember, they had all this passion for you and losing themselves in you, but they're pulling back. They're changing stuff up, mood swings. They took their power back, became unavailable, and just started taking on action towards you. And being robotic, like, I have to work, I'm working, I'm just really busy, sorry. There were always excuses, because when they made the decision, they thought, okay, I'm going to end this and I'm not coming back. But because we saw with that Four of Cups, they know now, they've had that breakthrough and awareness. I messed up, and now they're going within. Why did I mess up? Why did I walk away from this person? Why did I pretend I was something I wasn't? I really like this person, and I really feel like this person liked me. Maybe loved. I'm not sure where your situation was. There's a lot of passion here, though. Sometimes I hear your voice in my head, and I lied to you. I acted like I was, I wined and dined you, gifts, took you places, and I was really struggling financially because of it, because I didn't have the means for it. I'm not financially stable. I lied to you. I can hear you in my head. And that's where that Four of Cups comes in again. And I scared myself that day. When they decided, and I pretend I don't care. When they walked away, they were scared. When they decided to walk away, they either ghosted. For some of you, they did. I feel it very strongly. I see quite a few of you were ghosted. I also see that they had this conversation with you. They pretended they didn't care. They were robotic. And the fact that they could be that way to you, who they felt so much for, they scared themselves. And that's what has caused this change, this awakening, these awareness and breakthrough. And they can hear you. I feel like when you had that talk, for those of you that had that talk, they replay that in their head. I also, for the ones that were ghosted, I can really feel they play scenarios in their head of what it was like for you when they walked away. I feel like they just pick up on that energy. I'm also hearing, they're hearing of when you were together, just things that you said that made them feel loved, that made them feel sexy, that made them feel appreciated. Just the talks that you had, those little talks that you had. Maybe you were encouraging them. Maybe they let that mask slip a little sometimes and you encouraged them. They hear it. Thank you, Spirit. I'm going to go into some, I'm really curious as to what this person needs to surrender moving forward on this journey. What do they need to surrender to, Spirit, to help them move forward in life? What does the Watcher's person need to surrender? Resentments, and surrender to receiving and receiving support and love. Yeah, this goes to their self-worth all over again. I feel like they resented, part of them resented that you had your shit together. They resented themselves for what they've done. They resented themselves for not being financially stable. They didn't feel worthy and they weren't able to receive your love. So they need to surrender to receiving support and love. If one of you makes more money and the other doesn't, that's okay. Pull it together. Get an extra job. There's always a way. They just didn't feel like they were stable enough for you. And that goes to that lack of self-worth. And they need to surrender to support and love. Financial support as well as just that support that you give somebody you love. To help uplift them. To be there for them. To listen, to understand. They weren't ready for that at all. They resented themselves too much. They resented whatever toxic situations they had grown up seeing in regards to financial inequality. There's a lot of pride here. Spirit wants that to go out the door as well. Now, I'm going to go into what should you surrender to, Watcher? What should you surrender to? Spirit, what should the Watcher surrender in regards to this situation, Spirit? What should the Watcher surrender to? To wonder and awe, open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy and flow. Spirit wants you to not really get bogged down or worry about this situation or this person. Spirit's saying this is a learning lesson. Don't worry about this. Don't let anxiety lead you into quick decision making. Just surrender, observe, take it all in, see the beauty in life, see the beauty in this separation, Spirit's saying. See the beauty in this person finding themselves and you finding yourself as well, moving forward. This person is inspired by you because of your ability to move forward. And Spirit wants you to not worry about this situation at all. Just go with the flow. See it as a learning experience. See it as this person's awakening. Spirit, what? Let's see some possible future outcomes with this person. I'm really curious about that. Spirit, can you tell me some possible future outcomes with the Watcher's person and the Watcher about this relationship, this connection? What are some possible future outcomes? Let's say within the next year. I'm going to say a year. Coming to life. That's funny. I saw this card this morning when I was shuffling. Making a choice. One more. Sad embrace. I feel like after a period of a sad embrace, going within, See how this is all cold and frozen looking? I feel like after this pause that's happened, this person is meditating. This person is going within. This person is examining themselves very much. I feel after this acceptance of themselves and acceptance of what they've done and realizing what they did to you, I feel like they make a choice. They make a choice. I feel like Spirit's saying this is up to them because of free will, that there is a choice there. There's 2 doors open, 2 different paths. This person is coming to life. They're breaking out of that mold that they had set themselves into. But they're making a choice to move forward. It's either going to be to contact you or to go in a different direction. Now, I'm going to get more cards to go with that to clarify. What are some future outcomes, Spirit, for this connection? Tell me about making a choice, Spirit. Tell me about this choice. Tell me about possible future outcomes for a year. Painful. Reminiscing. That's that sad embrace. I feel like they do. They go through this sad embrace with themselves. This says miss you on here. They do. They miss you. This was painful for you, but it has also been painful for them. Spirit wants you to know. This was very painful for them as well. Abandon came out again. They abandoned you. That's the second time. They abandoned this connection. They know. I feel like they're scared. This affects their choice very much, whether to contact you or not, because they are going at a slow pace. We saw that with that Knight of Pentacles. They are going slow and steady, trying to deal with what they did and why. Because they want to make a choice to contact you, but they're scared to. And they're just creeping and learning because they abandoned you. They may have ghosted you. I feel like a lot of you were ghosted. I said that many times, but I really do. Yeah, they're triggered every time they think about this abandon. This isn't even a card that goes in here. This is from my deck. I'm going to have to take that out. But they are definitely triggered by what they did. Every time they want to reach out to you, they're like, yeah, but I ghosted. But yeah, but I broke up. I broke this person's heart. I hurt this person. How can I? How can I? Just when they start to, and then they're inching forward. Energetically, I feel like they're inching forward, but they feel like if they reach out to you, it's going to be like talking to a brick wall. And it makes them sad. It makes them really sad. What else, Spirit? And it's because they really wanted things to be equal. They know they did this because they wanted, they abandoned you, not for another person, but because they didn't feel there was an equal balance. They didn't feel good enough. This is what is stopping them from going through one of those doors and bringing this to life. I'm trying to grab more cards to see. Past life came out. I feel like this person feels like they've known you before. And you're over here feeling lost. They're almost in this, I mean, very similar. Their hair's the same. They're both wearing corsets, same position. There's, you know, you're feeling sad. But I also feel like, I do feel like you were really sad and you are kind of longing. But I also feel like this person feels like you look down on them. Like you'll look down on them. But they want a clean slate. They want this to come to life. I really feel like they want a clean slate with you to start over, even though you've been hurt, that they've hurt you. They want to start over. They want a clean slate. They want this to come to life. But something's blocking them. Cards keep coming up. Reasons why. They're making excuses of why they can't. They want a clean slate. They want to move forward. They don't want you to be sad because they want this to come to life again. But things keep coming up as to why they won't. They're still trying to make a choice, is what I'm hearing. They do want a clean slate. They do want to move forward. It is slow as snail piss. It is so slow. It is slow for them to make this choice. They want to come to, make it come to life, but let me get another deck. Maybe that'll clarify a little more. I'm trying to see. But I think for the next year, this person's still going to be working on themselves from what I'm seeing and wanting a clean slate, wanting things to come together, but there's just so many excuses of why not. They're not ready. And it's a slow progress. But the doors are there, and they want to. They're just looking at this choice. I feel this, my chest is tightening, my breathing is tightening. This person just, it goes back to that card earlier. This is Destined Opportunities, Wheel of Fortune. Hang on, I'm dropping cards all over the place. That cosmic dance, I said that earlier. They're just going with the flow. They're like, okay, if we're meant to be together, it'll happen. It's actually something they keep telling themselves while they're trying to make this choice. If it's meant to happen, it'll happen. What's meant for me won't miss me. If we're meant to talk, something's going to happen. Instead of them taking the action towards you, they're kind of like, you know, something's going to happen. But little do they know that something has to happen, and sometimes you have to take the action to make things happen, more so than not. This person's not seeing that the power is in their own hands. That power card came up earlier. They're not seeing the power is in their own hands. They had the power to end the relationship. They have the power to reach out, but their self-worth is just not letting them do it. Yeah, it's too heavy for them. It's too heavy for them. I've gotten that. It's made my chest tight. They want this, but it's too much because the sad embrace. It's all of those excuses they were making to not go forward. It's too much. This Ten of Wands, it's too much of a burden. It's not that you're a burden. It's the fear. They have a lot of fear about coming towards you. And they're kind of just leaving it to this cosmic dance, this Wheel of Fortune. That if it's meant to happen, it'll just happen. It'll work out if we're meant to be together. And that, but this Knight of Swords, decisive action. This is quick. I feel like after a period of, during this year, I feel like after a period of that sad embrace and thinking this is a burden, wishing, I really feel like they're like, hey, they get the realization of, hey, I have to make this happen. I'm the one that walked away. Why am I expecting her or him to do anything? I have to take the action. They know they do. They know they do. Eight of Swords is on the bottom of the deck. I feel like when they decide, they take that sword out after feeling stuck. They take that sword out and walk right through the opening and take decisive action, knowing they have to be the one because they ended it. They walked away. It was their bullshit. But it is going to take time. It is going to take time because they have to go through these motions. They have to feel everything. And on the bottom of the deck is the Lovers. And the Six of Pentacles, which goes back to that equality. I feel like after a period of meditation, after a period of realizing a lot of stuff about them, they start to feel that self-worth, that self-love, and that they are equal. And I do feel like they are going to come towards you. This may be a twin flame connection, maybe not. Could be soulmates. Could be just a beautiful relationship, moment in time relationship. But a learning lesson one too. But I do feel that they will take action to you. I feel like they make that decision to take action because they're feeling worthy, equal. That equal give and take, that they're ready for that, which they were not before. And they tell you what they're thinking. They just tell you what they are thinking, their thoughts, and because you're the Queen of Cups. You are loving. I feel like they know that you won't give them hell eventually after a period of time. That it just feels right to come towards you because you know they're different. Just by your instinct, your intuition. You know. Once they communicate these thoughts to you with this Page of Swords, I feel like, and they take this action, you just, tell me about the Queen of Cups. Tell me about the Queen of Cups, Spirit. I feel like that you will embrace this. I feel like you'll embrace this, but the Seven of Wands. I'm going to get another one. Seven of Wands. One more, Spirit. Wow. I really feel like, okay, yes, you really know where they're coming from. I feel like you tell them and give them a what for when they do come back. You're like, hey, you really hurt me. And I feel like you really stand up where you didn't before. And this, the Devil card, I feel like I just feel like you let out what's on your mind, but still being that Queen of Cups, because you know how to communicate to this person. I feel like you do stand up for yourself. And you communicated about how much it hurt you, how shitty this was for them to do. But I feel like after you guys talk and clean the slate, there's this Page of Wands. Tell me about this Page of Wands, Spirit. Tell me about this Page of Wands. Tell me about this Page of Wands. Yeah, I feel like after you guys really talk to each other, because I feel like you've always had that good communication with each other until they went robotic. I feel like you're like, hey, look, stop freaking out about everything and be honest with me. And I really feel like they communicate what they did, what they were thinking. And I feel like you were sensitive to it and loving about it, but you were also standing your ground. You were really standing your ground and telling them this wasn't right. This was shitty behavior. It was all about you. It was selfish. It was, you know, what we had was awesome, and you just walked away, and that was very selfish behavior. It was very selfish, shitty behavior. And they agree. They agree with you. They tell you everything, the why, what they've been doing, their awareness, what took them so long, and you really are receptive to that. And I feel like you both are excited about this moving forward, and devotion's there. I feel like they reach out to you and just tell you, hey, this is what happened, and I'm really sorry. Let's see some messages in regards to this. And then I'm going to get one card, advice from Spirit, okay? To wrap this up. Spirit, tell me about this. What would they say? There's some building every time. Yeah, this is what they're going to say. Look, I'm reminded of you all the time. When I walk in the grocery store, when I walk in this place, when I walk in this place, I'm reminded of you constantly. I did not forget you during this separation. I worked on myself harder because you inspired me. And I admire you. And I know what I did was wrong. I've had this huge awakening. And I've been miserable without you. What else, Spirit? I felt like I didn't deserve to be happy after I broke up with you. And I can't believe I worked so hard to get you, and then I pushed you away. I worked so hard to get you. I loved being with you. I had that passionate thirst for you. And then I walked away, but it was a lie. It was a lie. Not my feelings, but my persona, my financial situation. I couldn't keep up with it, and I couldn't admit to you. I should have simply admitted to you, look, I'm not financially stable. And I should have given you that opportunity to respond to me instead of ghosting you or walking away. And I don't want to let you go. I feel like they just open themselves up to you completely. And the Spirit saying, you know, look, it's up to you what you decide in that situation. Spirit, can you give me some advice moving forward for the Watcher? What are some Spirit messages for the Watcher? What are some Spirit messages for the Watcher moving forward in this situation? What are some messages for the Watcher? Discipline and rest. I feel like this relationship, Spirit's saying this relationship, what happened has really disciplined you in how you date, what you accept from people, what you're willing to risk. Are they risking things for you? And I don't mean like risky behavior, but is it this, you know, do you got me? Do you have my back? Is this worth the risk of putting my heart out there, putting my time into? I feel like after this period of rest, on pause with this person, it's really helped you become more disciplined and discerning with who you're going to spend time with. Are you feeling blessed or a mess? Do you trust them? Because you have to have some serious trust to be on trapeze with somebody. You have to feel that they're strong enough to catch you when you're slipping. and that they have firm footing to actually handle that. Is this blessed? Do I feel that the stars are aligned? How do I feel with this person? Are they worth the risk? And if they're not, you just rest, relax, and chill. And let spirit bring in the right people. You're just living your life. And that's why this person admires you. Because I feel like somehow they know and they've seen that you just don't go out and date anybody. You do not fall into that loneliness pit where you have to be with somebody. You really are discerning and disciplined with who you let into your life. They have to complement your life. They have to be there for you. You have to feel protected. You have to feel loved, honored, respected. Like there's an equal give and take. Equality came out a couple of times. That is definitely what you're all about. And if nobody is stepping up to the plate like that, you just take it easy, rest. You know Spirit's got your back. You're happy with yourself. You're prioritizing yourself, your family, your home, your job, your well-being, your boundaries. Spirit says keep doing that. Never forget it. No matter who you're with, if this person comes back, these priorities and discipline and discernment, they need to apply to this person as well. Otherwise, you're going to feel empty and exhausted if you don't set these limits. And I feel like when we saw the Queen of Cups come up with the Seven of Cups, I feel like you really let this person know your boundaries. Look, hey, and your real feelings. You're not just like, oh, it's okay that you ghosted me, or oh, it's okay that, you abandoned me, or anything like that. You actually tell them, look, this hurt. It was shitty what you did. I didn't understand it. But I do feel you're still not highly reactive with it. You're just matter of fact. It's like you're that Queen of Wands. You're the Queen of Cups, but I feel more so the Queen of Wands. You have that intuition and emotion like the Queen of Cups, but I feel like you have that confidence and that those boundaries are up like the Queen of Wands. And you just tell them how it is, how it was, and that through your daily actions and daily respect for yourself and your daily love and discipline in what you do, you could meditate, your work, you put priorities and set priorities. You don't bend them for a relationship. You have that saying in your head, they have to complement my life, not complicate it. And this person really admires that about you. I feel like they knew that from the beginning, and that's why they feel like they couldn't step up. So they had to up their game apart from you. They had to go through that sad embrace and get their shit together. They had emotional shit get together, and they had financial shit to get together as well. But I do feel like they're going to make the choice to bring this to life. And Spirit said early on, it's up to you what you decide. You can tell this person, to kiss an egg, or you can move forward. Whichever you feel is worth it. Whatever you feel is worth it because you're devoted to yourself first. I hope this reading helped. It was really an interesting reading. I'm glad it wasn't a really horrible reading because a couple of readings that have come up have just been sad and dark, and I'm like, I want to love reading. But Spirit brings through what Spirit wants to bring through, and I think this was a nice one, even though I'm sorry that you got your heart, stepped on a little bit. But I do see you are all about devotion to you and, not wasting time with time wasters. I hope you have a wonderful weekend ahead and make good choices, make good decisions. Keep going. You're doing awesome. Namaste.